Hello, everyone. Hello. I am so excited today. We are chatting with our amazing, beautiful, gorgeous client, Giedre. Giedre, I'm so happy for you to be here today, sharing your story, how you came into the rewired world, and to talk about, your amazing success story. I think everyone watching your interview, it's going to benefit immensely and get so much value from this conversation. So, first of all, welcome to this conversation. And why don't you just kick it off, Giedre, by telling everyone a little bit about yourself, what you do, who you are, where you live, all these good stuff.
Yes, thank you, Fernanda. I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to be part of the rewired world. So my story, yes, I can call it a success story, but it started in a very dark place. So I was at the edge, if not already with one or maybe both feet in burnout. And I just didn't know what was in store for me. So, it was the place where I was not dreaming about anything. I wasn't really in a survival mode, just thinking, yes, will I, wake up tomorrow? Will I be able to, in the first place, to fall asleep, tonight? And then, and I was afraid to fall asleep because really I was like physically and also mentally, psychologically in such a bad place that, as I said, I was afraid to fall asleep because I did not know if I would be awake the next day. Mm-hmm. So that's where I started when I decided to join you. That's where I was when I decided to join you, when I started this program.
Yeah. And I remember our conversation, Giedre, our first conversation, and your energy, and because burnout is a very real and serious thing, and to be in the middle of it. And I remember the fragility of your voice, the lack of energy, the apathy that comes, of course, through this through a burnout. I would love for you, just for some context, Giedre, if you feel comfortable, like sharing just a little bit about like what you do, what kind of environment you work in, just so people have some context around that as well.
So I work in a corporate environment in finance, and I'm a lawyer. So basically, have been working like crazy, if I may express myself this way, like crazy my entire life. So the studies have been hard. The competition has been hard ever since. Since high school. So to get into law school, it's difficult to go through law school, and then to find a good job and to kind of grow in a law firm. It has been difficult. So I decided to change, let's say, jobs, thinking that being on the corporate side of things, it's going to be easier and I'll have more work-life balance. It did not work out for me quite that way. Because I get too involved, I get too engaged, and I think that a lot of it probably goes with character. And I've been actually digging into this, like, why am I the way I am? Was I born this way, or was I made this way throughout my career? But I am a perfectionist, which I learned is the lowest of a standards. And I've been trying to avoid mistakes from happening, and trying to work everything to perfection. So this is probably where my burnout came from. And when you have, let's say, like when you're younger and when you're young, and then you have not so many projects to manage, it works. It worked for me at least. But then, I started failing on myself, and
And I think that's exactly kind of the curse of a high achiever, especially for women. I think you start climbing the corporate ladder, getting more responsibility, more pressure, the need to overwork, to over deliver, to over please, perfectionism. It really kicks in at a higher gear. And of course, to the detriment of your health, of your well-being, sacrificing your life, kind of what you described, Giedre, in the process. I'm curious, I would love for you to share, and again, like, what made you look for a mentor in that state that you were in? Because you were, or talk a little bit about like what had you tried to solve this problem, and what made you look for a mentor that brought you to my door?
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. So I mean, I've been permanently growing, and you know, in the legal, like in that law firm environment, I was surrounded by more women that I could learn from, and I thought I was learning from them. But here, you know, being in a completely different environment, I found it, and it's a very masculine environment as well. So corporate finance, it's like it's still, you know, all men in their 50s,
Yeah.
management level, and they do not necessarily get you in many ways. Like, first of all, we are just wondering, what are you doing here? You know, we think that the place of the woman is somewhere in the kitchen or at home with the kids. So what made me look for a mentor, I guess, yes, I was challenging myself, and like in a lot of ways, I could not find any example close to me to learn from. And, you know, these personal development programs generally, you know, they are focused on achieving even more and more and more. So it's kind of, you know, like probably, yes, doing more of what I was doing anyways. And I just saw your ad on I think it was on Facebook, and I felt like, oh my God, that's exactly what I need. And I saw that at the time I was in a program. So I had a personal coach, a development coach for high achievers, which I got kind of as a bonus in my firm. But yes, it again worked only to a certain degree. And I thought that what clicked most with me, or what made me think this is a program for me, is that it's a program designed specifically for high achieving women. So I thought, okay, this is what I need. I need to be understood. I need to, to kind of be surrounded by like-minded women, not to complain, but just maybe, to get that example that I can learn from. Yeah,
Definitely. And I think, again, I know I speak to this a lot, but there is tremendous power and exponential growth being in a room of like-minded women who are also incredibly competent and high achieving, and kind of have the same patterns, and also seeing them overcoming those, or rewiring their brains, and kind of healing all of that, and again coming back into their truth selves at the end of the day. And from that place, operating in their world or in their corporate setting or with their families from a very different level. And it is incredibly inspiring and very powerful to do so. I'm curious if you would like to share, just before we dive in, also to talk about like your amazing results and the work that you've done to change your brain, which is phenomenal, and just again like a testament to you. But how was the decision like to choose to work with me and my team? Can you speak a little bit about that? I know a lot of women are on the fence, like, should I say yes or no? Like, why, is it worth it? Maybe I can figure it out on my own. Like that kind of on the fence thinking. Like, what was the decision like for you? If you can speak to that.
So honestly, I mean, when I saw that ad, if I would not have been in that, that coaching at the time, I would have jumped in immediately, because it just sounded too good to be true. And I definitely, wanted to try it out. Then, I was in that coaching program, and I thought, okay, well, I mean, I'm getting some tactics. I'm working towards work-life balance. But I mean, it worked only until the next big project hit, and I fell into those old patterns again. So yes, what will I say for people on the fence? Just go for it. If you feel like it's if there's something that sounds good, sounds inviting, trust your gut, and just try it out for yourself. And what I'm always saying, I do not know where I would have been today if not the Rewired program. So yeah, it really changes everything. It transforms lives. It did transform my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you
So
like to
go into
share
the
a little?
result? Yes, I can.
Please share how it
I was
changed your
thinking
life.
about it today. In fact, so I was thinking about it this morning. I mean, so the Rewired program, like behind that word rewired, you really do rewire your brain. You really rewire the way you think, the way you show up for yourself each and every day. Once you learn it, you cannot lose it. You cannot go back. I am on a kind of a break now in the program. So like taking a little time for myself, not to, do this like hard reward work or in another program. But what I learned with Rewired method, through Rewired method, it's in my head, it's in my brain. And every day I think, how do I want to show up today? What do I want to achieve today? I stopped wasting time on anything. I'm like that clarity that you achieve and that focus and how you approach each and every task, everything that is in front of you. How do you select what you want to jump on and what you want to get into? It's been phenomenal for me. And I look at everything, every aspect of my life through that rewired lens right now. Who do I want to meet for lunch or dinner? How do I want to talk to my child so that my child behaves better or learns something? How do I want to lead my children or my team by example? So it's all in my head right now, and I cannot rewire this back. So yeah. So that was that transformational and life-changing aspect that yes, I'm forever grateful for.
Beautiful. And I mean, just what you're saying, to stack on that, because that is the thing that I think it's incredibly empowering, because it is about reclaiming your power. We teach you how to take ownership of your own brain, in a sense, and how you show up in life. And once you see that and you understand that I have the power, I had the power all along, and you understand how to use your brain to work for you, like you say, no one can take that away from you. Like we can't. No one can come with some other bullshit or try to tell you something differently. Like, you've seen the truth and you've seen what your brain is capable of, and that is incredibly empowering. It's incredibly powerful and life-changing. And I absolutely love how, not only how you did this for yourself, Giedre, because again, like, it takes work, it takes commitment. You showed up for yourself, but also, of course, how beautifully it impacted your life and your career and your family. I mean, just seeing the difference, the woman that you are today, it's just outstanding. Again, like becoming outstanding, becoming a woman that now has it all. Like, you have your own power, your well-being, you can design your life and your career with intention and live it fully in a completely different way. What would you say it's the absolute biggest difference in your life or in your career, if you want to be more specific?
So that biggest difference is probably more consciousness that I just spoke about. So like being more conscious and about everything. So really everything that is happening around you. It's I find myself like in that observer state of mind, right? Like I'm not just that action-oriented person, just doing and then thinking afterwards. Now I think more before I act, and I do that also, throughout the day. Like I really am way more conscious of how do I show up and how do I appear, and choose my battles, and like where do I want to speak up, where I should rather be silent. So really, the program brought a lot more consciousness into my life.
Yeah.
It was also eye-opening in a sense that I was so focused on my career, on my work, and I was working towards what that work-life balance without even knowing what that was. The kids were just there. doing whatever, growing by themselves, right? I do not even know that I'm leading them by example. I did not even notice how much they love me. And, I started noticing all of these things and paying a lot more attention to these things, investing a lot more time and like, getting like extra dividend. Yes, all my relationships changed. Really, like all external relationships, but also a relationship with myself in the first place. So like going from I'm not good enough to I accept myself for who I am. That has been wow. I did not think that one can do it so quickly. In 12 weeks that was even possible. And yes, in terms of relationships, yes. I mean, I'm experiencing these miracles. I just think about the person, and they call me or write me. I just think, okay, I would love to reconnect with that or that person, and then they just show up in my life. So it's it's phenomenal. It's amazing.
Amazing. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I know you've shared some amazing also like outcomes or changes at you in your workspace with your team and colleagues and like people seeing changes within you as well and getting curious and which is really cool. Do you want to just quickly speak to that a little bit? Like how was it and how did that show up at work? I know for a lot of women watching it, this is a big thing. Maybe work having conflicts or arguing with the same people or struggling to lead their team and just feeling hopeless or wanting to just walk away from it all. Like how has this impacted you at work and as a leader?
So with my team, I mean, my team is great, and I love, and I thought my relationship with my team was great. I think it can also always get better, right? So I'm just thinking of what can I do to make them grow, and probably the best thing I can do is to lead by example, of course, like support them, but also show them what is possible. So that I do, and they see me as that type of leader, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I would again love to dig into those aspects. Okay, what can I do more for my team? How can I grow my people even more? But yes, I'm part of a local management team in the firm that I work for, and well, the life is a bit tougher there. So you're not necessarily accepted for who you are, or you're a competitor without like willing to compete, right? Like I would rather see I'm part of a team, but the team does not necessarily click so well, and people have hidden intentions. And so through that reward method, kind of, and through taking a step back, I start seeing, okay, who is playing whom and what and how, and it's good to be informed. It's good to see things from a different angle, and also hear feedback from people that I work with, and also from our senior management on the group level, that I have changed, and and they did not think that this kind of shift or change is even possible. So I kind of show it to the others that yes, change is possible. And people that were kind of very skeptical of me now are becoming fans of me. So that's what I like also. Although I say I'm not getting attached to an outcome or a result, of course, it's very pleasing, and it's very nice that your effort is recognized. And I think it's recognized because I let go of that. So I'm not looking for that as a result, but it just comes naturally when I show up best. So yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I love it. And we work really hard again on with our clients to detach from the outcome, to show up in a completely different way. And kind of what you said also, to be able to step into such a high level of consciousness where you can observe people's psychology from a different place, which allows you to be more compassionate, a better leader, but also different presence and bring a different energy into into teams and groups and management, and also all the corporate politics that, of course, is something that happens and naturally happens in those settings as well. And again, like, I just want to say, like, congratulations. You've had amazing results, and a testament to the work that you did, showing up. I mean, again, like, fighting for yourself, yeah, making yourself a priority, and also now getting to live with that, yeah, to see the benefits of that for your family, for your children, for your health, for the people around you, your team. I mean, absolutely outstanding. Um, I mean, is there anything else you feel like needs to be said before we finish off today's conversation?
Yeah, so what can I say enough is thank you, Fernanda. Thank you for this method. Thank you for trusting me, for letting me into this amazing circle of women, and yes, for being there for me always.
My
And the
pleasure.
way you show up and the way the team shows up, it's phenomenal. The love and support that we are getting in that program is just it's wow. It's beyond words.
Well, it's been an honor having you. You know, we love you. We adore you. I mean, it's a gift. It's been a gift, and it is a gift still having you now in the mastermind as well. So thank you. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing this story today. Thank you, Giedre.
Thank you. Thank you.